My name is Calista. Without waste of time, let's just get this. I will send Jesus Christ. Good morning.
Jesus Christ is here
So,
with us, Calista. You can see Jesus
yes,
Christ.
so, yes, so, without wasting much time, let's just hit the ground running. We have 7
Okay.
minutes gone already. So, my
Yes.
name is Calista. I am a financial analyst and a technical product manager. So what I do mostly is I try to simplify finance and investment for everyday common man. Let's just say this is my way of giving back to the society. I also talk about technology, what I do. I focus on fintech products and the effect of technology on financial inclusion, right? So today we want to talk about finance, investing. How do you explain what finance is? How do you talk about investing? How does it relate to you? So, in common terms, in layman's, finance is all about managing your money, right? So, then how does it relate to you as a person? It then boils down to your personal choices with money, your personal choices with investment, your personal choices with savings, budgeting, emergency funds. How do you balance these things? When we talk about your personal finance and investment, there are so many reasons why we clamor and anchor for people. Oh, learn financial investment, be financially literate.
It's okay.
So, how do you make your choices when it comes to finances, right? We often start by saying, oh, do 50-30-20 rule, do this 70-10 rule, but does it apply to everybody? If I'm earning 100,000 naira in a month, I'm barely trying to feed. What rule am I doing to do 50 and savings, basic needs, investing, and all that? That is when it now boils down to personal choices, personal preferences. How do you balance these things, right? So personally, I always want to say, no matter the percentage you're picking, no matter what works for you, you cannot save your way or budget your way out of a low income that is extremely low. In as much as you can still do something from it, but you cannot go from a low income to gaining financial stability overnight. It takes you getting yourself out of that circle of low income. It takes you looking for extra sources of income, having many sources of income for you to better your finances. Having said that, we all know where we live. We all know how Nigeria is. We all know the inflation rates we deal with and a lot of things that affect us from the macroeconomic level. In fact, things that you do not have control over. Talk of about the things you now have control over. You can curtail all your unnecessary expenses. You can do all of that. But what happens with inflation? What happens with the effect of macroeconomic policies that are affecting you? How do you take yourself away from that? So what I want to say is, before we move to talk about where to invest, let's first make something explicitly clear. Get yourself out of a certain financial threshold. How do you do this? We are 2025. Get skills that sell. Go into businesses that are in demand. Find people around you that will tell you, okay, this is something that will help you make a better turnover. Look for extra sources of income. It doesn't matter if you have to work yourself extremely hard for a given period of time to achieve that financial freedom. Because if you come here and say, oh, invest in this, invest in that, save, do your emergency funds, and people are not able to see income, we are just making noise. So when somebody is not seeing income, what are you saying the person should say? What are you saying the person should do? So the first thing first, get yourself out of a certain financial threshold. Get skills that are sellable, get skills that are in demand, go for businesses that are profitable, that are also in demand. Think about things that you can provide. So you often break out of a certain financial threshold by providing services or value to large number of persons for small amounts, or by providing services or value to focus number of high net worth individuals, right? That will help us a lot in thinking about how to go around these finances. So I know people will be wondering, oh, what are these skills? These are, we'll talk about that. Now, let's move to your finances, your investment, your personal income. As an individual, especially the one living in Nigeria, where interest rate is crazy, exchange rate is mad, MPR is high, you do not have access to credit like counterparts living in America or different parts of the world that can easily access credit. You're living in Nigeria, you do not have a government that care about you, you're just on your own. What you want to do first off is, okay, we all know that if we see the percentage of Nigerians earning above 200K, you'll be shocked. They are not even up to 1% of the percentage earning 200 and less. I think I have that graph on my phone, right? If it's a platform where we would have shared screen, I would have shared my screen to display that. So for you to get to that threshold of above 200,000 naira in Nigeria, that's where we are talking about that extra work, skills that are sellable. Build cross-border skills. Have skills that you can sell across Nigeria border, because if you are dependent on Nigeria border, it will not be easy, right? So build cross-border skills. Now, let's say we'll be using 200,000 or 250,000 as threshold, because I cannot be here claiming, oh, let's say you're earning 700,000, 500,000. How many people are earning that? The business people, how much is their income? And the little income they will have, they want to get it from them, tax this, that, and at the end of the day, you frustrate these people. Purchasing power is low. We all remember a certain man when he was campaigning, said he will reduce purchasing power drastically, and he has succeeded in doing that. Purchasing power is low. People cannot buy these things. Businesses are barely surviving. They will have to shut down. Where do you expect these people to get money from? Right? So let's just say we are keeping it at a base of 200,000, 250,000. I'm earning 200,000 or 250,000 a month, and I really need to better my finances. Okay, the little I'm getting, what do I do with it so that I don't keep moving in circles over the years? First off, I want to look at the savings, right? When I talk of savings, I don't mean go keeping your money in the bank account for bankers to be using for business. So we are talking about high yield interest savings. A lot of wealth management firms offer that. A lot of investment firms offer that. I will give examples. So when we talk about wealth management firms, we have firms like Cowrywise. Okay, I don't think they are licensed to be wealth management, but they're investing firms. So we have Fairmoney, we have Stanbic IBTC. We have a lot of high interest savings that will give you as high as, for flexible interest, Fairmoney is giving as high as 17%. Carrywise is giving 12%. PiggyVest is there. So, but for locked interest, you'll get as high as 20%, 21%, and all that. So instead of keeping that money idle somewhere that you're saving, it's better you put it into something that is giving you money, right? So when we talk about savings, we are talking about high interest savings. We are looking at mutual funds, money market mutual funds. As money market mutual fund is, we are looking at it as a money market instrument. It is very short, but personally, I use it as a savings account. As I'm getting money, I'm pushing it to my mutual fund. I'm just increasing the value to increase what I'm getting from it monthly. So I want to build it in such a way that what I'm getting from it monthly is enough to sustain my monthly interest, my monthly expenses, and then I leave my money to start growing, right? So what I'm doing is, if I get money, I move it to my mutual fund or a high interest savings account like Fairmoney, right? I'm talking about the ones I use. Whatever interest I get from there, if I have, because I try to have many sources of income, if I do not have any need to touch my interest from those accounts for the month, I reinvest it. So that's how compounding works. You reinvest it, you're growing the capital. So you're earning money. When we talk about compounding interest, it simply means you're earning money from your principal, your initial amount you invested. You're also earning money from the interest that the money is given to you. So as I'm getting interest, I'm sending it back to work. The interest is growing, my capital, my principal is growing, right? So savings, the first option. How do I want to save? I cannot save my way out of Nigerian inflation. I cannot save my way out of a low income, but at least I can save my way to a certain financial threshold that will move me to the next level. That's the first thing. Another thing I want to look at is my emergency funds, right? We all know that we cannot neglect emergencies, or we cannot talk about living life and keep emergencies, but things will happen. Your car will just break down out of nowhere, and I tell you, it's the engine. You will just fall sick. Maybe you're having headache. You go to the hospital. They are calling one name. You need to do test for 200,000 naira, and salary has not come. What are you going to do? So that's why you need to have something called emergency funds. And how do you want to do this? If I'm earning 200,000 naira, what I want to do is I will try to see from my 200,000 naira, can I go with 100,000 naira to cater for my monthly expenses? Bearing in mind that I will manage myself so well. I will curtail unnecessary expenses, all one day, everything. Anything that will cost me. In fact, if there's any app costing me to spend unnecessary money, I'm avoiding it at that point. So let's say I'm managing myself, things that will happen for 100,000 naira. And then I have, let me notifications. So and I'm getting, I'm hoping that okay, I can be channeling 20,000 naira to investment every month, and then I'm channeling 10,000 naira to emergency funds. I know that it looks small to you, but I did a calculation with some group of persons on Twitter this week. I said 20,000 naira monthly for compounding interest of 20% yearly for a 10-year period, you have successfully saved around 6.8 million naira. That's 20,000 naira you're looking at that is nothing. You put it in a high interest instrument like mutual funds or savings, and you're just putting that 20,000 naira. In fact, let it just go. Let it just go. The interest is coming, you're compounding it. At the end of 5 years, you've saved almost 4 million naira, or let's say 3 point something million naira at the end of 5 years. At the end of 10 years, you've gotten yourself to almost 7 million naira, like 6 point something million naira, if I remember correctly. We can still do it to my compounding calculator. So those are the ways where you compound that little money you are saving, that is, you are saying it's nothing. Nothing. Then all of a sudden, somebody will appear from nowhere out of the blues and tell you to come pay Asoebi for 30,000 naira. You're paying it. Somebody will appear from nowhere and tell you, oh, we need to go pay 50,000 to go watch a particular show. You're paying it comfortably, but you're still in a particular financial threshold that you need to get out of as soon as possible. So those are the things to consider. There are sacrifices you do at a certain point to get yourself. When that time comes, you will go for those shows, you will do that Asoebi. In fact, you will get tired. You will bring out that money, you will not even feel it. You will go to your savings account, take out 100,000 and pay for Asoebi. You will not notice it because you are paying from your interest. You are seeing somebody that is going to change a car. The person is like, oh, I need to change this car. And the person is just buying 5 million naira car just like that. And you're thinking, oh, they got it from their income. You'll be shocked that they got it from their interest. It has nothing to do with their capital money. They're like, oh, these stocks have paid me so well. These stocks have done over 300%. I invested 5 million naira in these stocks and I made like 5 million naira. Let me sell the worth of 5 million, get a car, leave 10 million naira there. You think they're in the same financial calculation with these people? They know what they are doing, right? So as of today, there are stocks that have done over 350% from January till now. So those people that put their money before them, they have sold, right? So we'll still get to the stock part. So now we have high interest savings. We've talked about emergency funds. We've talked about budgeting. So when we talk about budgeting, is how do you base your financial income and spread it across the needs, wants, necessity, investment, savings? How do you budget? I see people that wake up every day and live without any form of budgeting, any form of calculation. All they know is I saw 200,000 in my account. So let me cook this food. If cooking this food, is it not 20,000? If I cook it, I still have about 80,000. They do it. Tomorrow, I still have enough money, Jare. I saw this thing online. Let me order for it. In 3 days' time, 200,000 naira is gone. Give account of what you did with it. No. Did you bring anything tangible? Did you send any amount, percentage of that money to go bring another money for you? No. And I'm wondering, you have a job, you go out every day and work for your money, you suffer, you come back, you bring your money. Why are you leaving your money to be idle? Give it a job, send it to go and work. You're just giving the money to lazy around your account, and other institutions are using it for businesses. Send it to go work and bring money for you. Then whatever the money is bringing for you, you spend from there, or you invest it and grow it to a certain level that you can now bring out money from this account, and then you don't feel anything. So you can budget. There are so many bank apps. I think I have Sterling Bank that has a kind of budgeting module on it, where you're budgeting what you have to spend for the month, and then anything above that budget, it is alerting you, oh, you don't need to spend this, you don't need to spend this, except it's observing that this thing is an important expenses. It tries to remind you of what you budgeted for the month so that you don't do unnecessary expenses. I think when my bank has something like that, some investment bank applications have things like that. So having talked about savings, emergency funds, budgeting, let's now move over to investing. I want to invest in Nigeria, but I do not know how to start. That's the major confusion I get from so many people. People just talk about these things and throw vague words. How do I start? Right? Now, why I always clamor for people to get this financial exposure and education before starting is people throw money around and they do not know how to track it. I was with somebody some months ago, and this man put about 7 million naira in an investment that a banker just told him, come and invest in our stocks. He was like, okay, because I know this banker, I put this money. He doesn't know how to track. In fact, he cannot find the stock. He doesn't know where it is. He doesn't have a CSCS or CHN number. He doesn't have a broker. He doesn't know who his registrars are. And he's just talking about it. The money I put in this bank, have I seen it? And I'm like, excuse me, sir, what money are we talking? He opened his bank app when he did the transfer. He showed me the paper certificate that was sent to him on his WhatsApp. I was like, who did this for you? He said it's a bank. I said, okay, I don't expect less, because what they do is they call you, come and buy stocks and leave it to yourself. At the end of the day, they will send you email and start demanding for your CSS and CHN number. Why all that is happening to you is because you do not have that financial literacy. You do not know the things you need to go into the financial market in Nigeria. You do not know the steps. So now let's break it down in the simplest form that you will understand. I want to invest in Nigeria, and I always preach diversification. Very important. Not just diversification in your stocks, diversification in your instruments. We have mutual funds, we have stocks, we have high interest savings, we have in mutual funds, there are different types of mutual funds. There's money market, there's equity funds, and the rest. We have real estate, we have ETFs, we have foreign stocks. There are lots of them. Now, the first thing I want to say, I give my rules to people. I said, this is not a financial advice, but I'm just telling you as financial education. Do not invest in what you do not understand. Number one, don't try it. Number two, do not invest in what has not been explained to you for you to know the interest rate, the MPR, how does it beat inflation and all that. So you need to have that financial literacy around those. Do not invest in what is not licensed by the authorities. SEC, NSE, NSE, Central Bank. Do not go into that. That's why when people talk about CBEX and the rest, I have nothing to say, because when you're seeing an investment like that, did you check the regulatory bodies that certified it? Where does it fall under? Does it fall under stocks? Does it fall under mutual funds? What instrument does that fall under? It's just Ponzi scheme. And a lot of real estate companies are doing this Ponzi scheme, and people are not aware. Do not invest in what you do not understand. Do not invest in what you do not understand the calculations. Do not invest in what promises you unnecessary interest. It's not realistic. Do not invest in what is not licensed by the authority. So those are the ways you can easily spot a fake investment, right? Now, another sector we want to, or another part of the investment we want to talk about is, what do you do when you already know how to spot a fake investment? How do I move into the financial market? Now, decide the instrument you are moving into. I always say for people that are risk averse individuals that are, you know, just coming into the market, they should always make sure they focus on the utility theory law, which states that risk-averse individuals are more likely to invest in what gives them more security, lower risk, and some sort of assurance that their investment is safe and their interest will return, right? Now, as a low risk or as a risk averse individual, what you want to do is in investment, we do not say no risk. We do not go ahead to say, oh, there's no risk in this, there's no risk in this. We just tell you it's low risk. But the inner players, we already know that this is safe. Now, let's talk about some low risk investment. We are looking at bonds, looking at secured bonds, that's the government bonds. We are looking at mutual funds, right? We are looking at high interest savings accounts. Now, if you want to invest in mutual funds, there are so many fund managers in Nigeria. What they do is they provide fund management services to you. You send your money. They have told you, you will see the percentage in whatever mutual fund or fund management services, what they offer. You will see it. Some Stanbic IBTC gives from 19 to 21% at least. AROM, those are the biggest key players or the big shots among the fund managers I'm mentioning, give about 20% too. There's what's their name? First FBN Quest. They have lots of them. I think Ali something. I think I just used that one for somebody recently because it was like, oh, I saw this company's financials. I'm so comfortable. I prefer this. That's okay. Download it and use it, right? So there are so many things you look at with these fund managers. If you pick a fund manager, first thing you want to do is go look at their financials, their financial statement, how healthy it is. That's how I do my fundamental analysis. I do not miss my fundamental analysis for putting my money in any company. The financial statement, how healthy it is, it must be made public. Any company that is saying they want to go public, it is the public right to see their financial statement. So go to NGX website, that Nigeria Stock Exchange website. You will see most of them their financial statement. Read it, analyze it. If you do not have a wealth of knowledge to understand it, please ask ChatGPT to interpret it for you. Look at those financial statements, very important. Then look at the sector. What investment or what fund, what instrument are they managing? Is this something I want to go into? Read about it. So usually when you pick money market mutual funds, what you do is, let's say they're giving you 20% interest per annum. You put in like 1 million naira and 20% is supposed to give you like 200,000 naira per annum, right? So most people, what they do is, I put in 1 million as because the interest will be accumulating daily on your application. When you log in, you see it. Always reinvest the interest. Keep growing it. No matter the amount you put, keep growing it. So you can use Stanbic, AROM, FBN Quest, and there are so many fund managers for money markets mutual fund, and they give you around 19 to 21%, which ideally is when some people, when you ask them why they don't invest, they tell you, oh, inflation rate is 20%, it's 21%. Why should I go and invest in something that's giving me 20%? So if you are considering inflation rate in part of the macroeconomic factors, at least 21% matches your inflation rate. So you are not losing any money from the inflation rate. But look at it this way. I don't invest it, I'm keeping it idle. How am I even beating the inflation rate or gaining any percent from the inflation rate at all? So when I hear that excuse, I'll be like, you are not serious, you don't have any excuse yet. Because if I keep banks maximum they can give you for keeping 1 million naira, it's like 3% yearly or 2%, 4%. In fact, I don't think I've seen any bank give you like 4%. Why not send your money to work for you? That's Stanbic. It's like a bank, but they have a division of asset management that manages wealth for people. They bring your money. So in money market mutual fund, they bring pool of money. Now go invest it in those individual stocks or treasury bills, instruments that you do not understand how to invest on your own. So to play safe, let me go give fund managers that are licensed by SEC or CBN. Let them do all the dirty work. I don't care how they want to do it. I don't care if the market is going down. They should give me my 20%. And you're relaxed. Your money is bringing money. So a money market mutual fund is a situation where fund managers look at it as there's a market chairman in the market. And at the end of the day, all of you are finished selling. And it's okay, I have profits. I do not know what to do with it. Your market chairman now say, okay, but gather all your profits. Let me go do a bigger business for you people. I will bring 20% and share to everybody. Right? So look at it in that way. Fund managers gather pool of funds from different investors. Go do all the dirty work, invest in, bring the profit, and share with you guys. So that's for money market mutual funds or mutual, there's equity mutual funds. But if you are low risk individual, please look for low risk investment like money market mutual funds, right? So equity is higher risk. Now, when we talk about, that's for money market mutual fund. Now we move to bonds. When we talk about bonds, we have government bonds, that's secure bonds. We have debentures for private companies and all. Now, if I'm going into government bonds, of course, we all know that it is licensed, it is legal and all that. So what you want to do is, for the federal government releases offer every month. And first week of every month, if you are active on a website or you follow investment professionals or finance professionals, we always put videos. Oh, federal government has released offer. Go to debt management office website or go to any of the investment platform. They release different links every month, right? You can buy these bonds from AfriVest, Bamboo, right? So they release links every month for that new offer. Federal government offers, I think, from 15% up to 18%. Depends on the offer they are giving you every month. Do you understand? So now when you see those offers for monthly on monthly basis, they are telling you, oh, invest. So now those are capital investments. So in capital investment, they are investment longer than a year. Those are investment that span across a year. So for bonds, it's 2 years or 3 years tenure for federal government bonds. You pick whichever tenure you want. So by tenure we mean duration. How long will this investment stay with them? What are they paying me? How often are they paying my interest? So for federal government bonds, they pay your interest every quarter. That is every three months, right? If I'm investing in federal government bonds, I just know that my interest is coming every 3 months. That's the total percentage of investment interest I was supposed to earn will be divided, and I'll be paid every three months. Now, how this works is this. If you are smart enough, you can position yourself in such a way that you will be receiving interest from the federal government every month and not every 3 months. So what you want to do is this. Federal government release offer this month, you buy 5 million. They release offer next month, you buy 5 million. Release offer another month, you buy 5 million. Now sit back. When this particular offer, the first one is bringing this money, next one is bringing the next money, next one is bringing the next month. So you spread the offer, your investments for federal government bond are across months, and then each of them or each of the security you have is bringing interest monthly for you. For those that are interested in getting something monthly, that will be giving them money, maybe to run expenses or something. So you talk about federal government bonds, debentures, which are private companies. So when you go into debentures, please be very sure that the company offering you debentures have been licensed by SEC and CBN, and you've seen their financials. You know that, okay, those debentures are somehow backed by assets. They're also insured. Why we talk about these things is even your money. That's why when many people say, my bank is my insurance, this is my bank, I'll just laugh at you. The bank you're using, do you know the kind of license they have? Do you know if it is regional, national, international? Do you know? Do you know how much is their cap when it comes to the insurance that they have with CBN and SEC? That is in case of liquidation, or in case the bank is having issues, or they are trying to close, or the bank is going bankrupt. There are so many banks that the maximum you can recover if they fall today is 5 million naira. That's because of the kind of license or the insurance they have with SEC. So if you have 100 million naira in your bank account and some banks fold, you cannot recover more than 5 million naira from the insurance they have. Do you understand? So there's nothing that you say, oh, without here, I want to keep my money in the bank that I'm sure. How much can you recover? It should, in case this bank has issue. We're all here when it happened to Heritage Bank. This one is not even over the years, so that there were no regulatory forms. People just open banks and then they have no insurance for people's money and all that. This one happened, Heritage Bank, how many years ago? When they could not meet the requirements and some of the market cap and everything, the capitalization that was given to them. They went away. A lot of persons could not recover more than a certain amount of money, in as much as they had more than that amount in their account. CBN said whatever will only pay you according to what the bank insured with them, right? So most people do not know these things. Now, you are looking at that bond. You want to invest in bond. Please be sure the company, if it is debentures, be sure the company, the financials, check if it has insurance and all that. So that's the way. But for federal government bonds, it opens every month. Just be at alert. You will see debt management office, because, excuse me, federal government bond is being managed by debt management office. You will see them putting out the offer. The letter, federal government bond opens first week of every month. You can get around 15 to 18% or thereabout from that particular offer. So that's two. We've talked about mutual funds, we've talked about bonds. Now let's move to treasury bills. When we talk about treasury bills, they are very short-term instruments. Those are money market instruments. It does not exceed 1 year. So you can invest with from as low as 30 days to 364 days. For mutual funds, it depends on where you're buying your for treasury bills, it depends on where you are buying, right? If you are buying from the primary market, for the odogus that maybe have all it takes and have the capital, the minimum amount, I think it's about 50 million or so. I'm not so sure, but I think it's about around 50 million for you to go buy in the primary market, and you have the licenses to go buy in the primary market. Okay, no problem. But in the secondary market, whereby the wealth management firms, investment firms have gone to buy from CBN, now they are coming to sell it to you in the secondary market. So what they are doing is, if they come to sell to you in the secondary market, they have offers. There are offers you will see for 18%, there are offers you will see for 15%, there are offers you will see for 12%, 10%. It depends on what happens. So the market, financial market in Nigeria presently opens 10:30 to 2:30 every day. But recently, last week, there has been conversation about extending the financial market to 4 or 5 p.m. daily, right? And which I'm in support of. So for now, market opens 10:30 to 2:30 p.m. daily. As we are speaking now, the market is open. Daily traders are trading, people that are buying stocks are buying, people that are selling, people that are buying treasury bills. Everybody is busy right now. There are people that is their full-time job. They just trade every day, do speculation and make money out of the market. So when the market opens like 10:30 or 11, you log into your investment apps like AfriVest, Bamboo, where again can use the treasury bills. I think Chaka, not so sure, but I'm very sure of AfriVest, Bamboo, I've bought treasury bills from there. You open the market, you look at the offers for the day. Sometimes I don't like the offer for the day, I just close it. I come back tomorrow and look at another offers. I might not be seeing higher offers like 15, 18%. Yes. So you just monitor these things and you know when you have offers that resonate with you and what you're looking for, and considering all factors like inflation, macroeconomic factors, what's my investment goal, because that matters a lot. So for treasury bills, the minimum amount you can go in with is 100,000 naira, right? But for bonds, federal government bonds, and for mutual funds, the minimum amount you can go in with is 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira. But for treasury bills, it's 100,000 naira, right? So you buy from there. If it's 365 days, if it's 90 days, you pick whatever. Thankfully, the application is so smart enough to calculate what your interest will be at the end of your tenure and tell you immediately that this is your interest from this capital you're putting. Now, do you want to take your interest? No. That's the beautiful thing about treasury bills. They will tell you, take your interest today, and go. Or do you want to collect your interest today, and reinvest it? So I think last I had somebody, I think it was around 4 point something million. He did for like 180 days tenure. So his interest was around 450 something. That he took it immediately and reinvested it the next day, and his money was just going. So that's the beautiful thing about treasury bills. But it's 100,000 naira as a minimum. You can check in the secondary market. Afribest Bamboo offer those. Check in the secondary market. Buy, leave it for 30 days. If I have rent I want to pay, and my rent is like 1.2 million naira, and I'm going to pay it in 3 months, why the hell am I keeping 1.2 million naira? I send it to treasury bills, let it sit there for that 3 months. I take my interest, reinvest it. At the end of my 30 days, I liquidate, take my money, pay my rent, then use whatever interest I made from it and start growing that particular security from there. If you want to buy car in so time, you are saving the money in your account for what? You can simply go put this money in a mutual fund or high interest savings. It will be growing while you're saving for a car. And the beautiful thing about mutual funds is that you can liquidate it at any time, right? So as long as you can liquidate at any time. Sorry, I was reading the comments. So as long as you know the period you want to use that money, time investment to be around that period, and then liquidate, right? So now that's it for treasury bills, bonds, mutual fund. Now let's move over to commercial papers before we move over to stocks and ETFs. So for commercial papers, what are these instruments? They are ways by which companies raise money. So for instance, company like Dangote that's been offering commercial paper for some time, Dangote Sugar, they want to raise money maybe for other things, and what they're telling you is, oh, we have commercial papers, come and invest with us, come and invest with us. And you feel that giving you a percentage interest, yeah, it's a win-win situation for all. Them are trying to raise money for the company and offering you a certain percentage of money that, okay, if you do invest with us and we make social profit, we are going to give you certain percentage. So if you open apps like Afribest, you'll see commercial papers that companies are offering for the day, like Dangote Sugar. So many companies are hawking commercial papers. Now Access Bank, the offer was so good recently. So many companies are offering commercial papers. It still boils down to doing your fundamental analysis, looking at their financials, the company, the sector. Dangote Sugar, why should I invest in his commercial paper? The business he's doing, is it the one that looks viable? Will people still be demanding sugar in the nearest future? Or does that company look like it will fold? Are people patronizing this business? People always patronize that kind of company. People always patronize bank. So if I'm buying commercial papers from such companies, I don't have issues. I will go relax because I know I'm sort of I'm safe. I know this company, I know what they do. I've seen their financial. So I will invest in the commercial paper. So but for commercial papers, what some people do is because the threshold or the minimum sometimes can be high, sometimes you can hear like 5 million naira. So there are people, those that have idle money in their bank account. I saw a group of friends, sincerely, that came together, contribute 1 million naira and use one person's account to invest in it. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, people know they play for this financial market. Though. Everywhere they must get it. So they put themselves together, 5 of them, 1 million, and invested in it. Right? So that's for commercial papers. Now, the next thing we'll be talking about is stocks. This is where a lot of persons are interested because recently there has been this wave about investing stock, investing stock, investing stock. So there has been this awareness about the stock market, and I want to know that the reason why that thing came to play is because the Nigerian stock market moved crazily this year. Imagine a stock market that moved from a market cap of about 63 million naira, 63 trillion naira in 2024 December to about 73 trillion naira or more right now. I think when I checked a few weeks ago, it was about 73 trillion naira for the market cap. So there has been influx of money in the Nigeria stock market. There has been influx of foreign investors. So there are two stocks that are doing among the stocks doing massively well right now. Like I have units from those stocks, like Okomo Oil, Presco. Those are palm oil companies. Palm oil companies. You will not believe that their major stakeholders or investors are foreigners. And these stocks did massively well this year. So when people that made crazy money from the Nigerian stock market this year started announcing, oh, I made this, I made this. So other people were now interested that, oh, let me go know about this stock market. People started asking questions. People started being interested in contents like our own kind of content. Because you know, in this internet, if you are not mad, if you are not a Pella, or you are not doing one thing to give people to talk, nobody send your kind of content. All of a sudden, people started watching financial content. People started asking questions. I say, hey, what's happening? Thank God, though. Nigeria youth are beginning to understand what's more important to them. People are beginning to understand. Because sometimes I go out, I wonder, when I see things, I'll be like, are you sure this financial education we are doing is even creating any impact? Because I think earlier this year I went to the market to buy something. I finished buying something. Madam, give me account number. Let me send money. She gave me a man's account number. I was like, auntie, it's here I want to pay. Oh. I bought something from Nigeria. I said, my husband number. You know, they make an open bank account. The way I felt so agitated immediately, like everything in me was just boiling, like in 2025. I said, madam, you don't have bank? He said, my husband no gree make an open bank account. And I asked myself, I said, are people even listening to us? Are people even hearing? Are women hearing when we talk about financial literacy? What is this? In my head, I was like, well, that's your business, because I don't know, as big as you are in 2025, what's the meaning of this? Are you a child? When you were in your parents' house, why didn't you have a bank account? What does this even mean? I was like, okay. And I transferred the money. She was like, make I call him or make he confirm him. So, I don't know. It got me so angry that day, and I came back and I'm like, is it that we need to carry microphone and go to the market, or we need to force people to listen and learn what is important to them? Your country is in shambles. Things are moving. New tax law, new regulation everywhere. You are not trying to know how it affects you as an individual. Every day you come out, you boil your data to watch people that are just trying to create people, they're just being frivolous over the internet, right? So thankfully that the stock market made a lot of youth start paying interest, because I know one thing with youth and people of this generation, everybody wants fast money. So immediately I heard that, oh, he's doing 300%, he's doing this, everybody, they got so interested. I said, thank God. Now the beautiful thing is this. There's an influx of money in the stock market. It does not only help the stock market, it helps you as an individual. When companies make better profit, they tend to pay better dividend. When companies make better profit with increased capital and they get from this market, they tend to pay higher interest in instruments. So it's just a win-win situation for the economy, we as individuals and all that. So for the stock market, what you want to do first of all, I'm going into the stock market. First thing first to note in mind is I need to go get a CS, and CHN number. One are those days where you go buy stock and they give some sort of paper certificate and all that. So these days now, the CHN means Central Clearinghouse Number, and the CSS means Central Security Clearing System. So in that Central Security Clearing System, you have a number. They come there, search for your number, and all the stocks you have pop out immediately. Not like the ones some people bought stocks over the years, even my dad, and then they don't even know where to get these stocks. They don't know how to go about it. They have no number, whatever, to track it. So those were issues that people faced in the past, but those things are gone now. For you to go into the financial market for stocks, you need these two numbers. You get it either through your broker, or the easiest way, download a fintech platform. It automatically generates this number for you, especially those ones that are brokers like AfriVest and Bamboo. They automatically generate these numbers for you. So you have these numbers. Every stock you are buying in the market is recorded under this number. As of today, the Nigeria stock market has about 200 billion unclaimed dividend. Those are people's money.
It's money.
But they don't know how to trace it. Some of them died. Their children do not know how to go do probate services. And now there are no means for them to get. So they have even been calling people, come and collect this money, come and collect this money. We are going to transfer it to DMO office. So, do you understand? So those are the things you don't want to find yourself in that situation. So easily download the fintech platforms like AfriBest, Bamboo. They generate this, I think Meristem does that. So you generate these numbers. Now, you must have, as an individual, you must have decided the stocks, the companies you want to invest in. You must have done the analysis, check the ones that have good financials, check the ones that are dividend paying companies, right? It's not only in America that we have dividend aristocrats. There are dividend paying companies in Nigeria. They are the ones that do not pay dividend. So you must have done all those analysis. And when you click on it, just go to this company, click on it, and the company, choose the number of units and the amount you want to invest. You will see the prices of this stock per unit every day. It's a market. People are coming to buy and sell. You see people that are bidding to sell. You see people that are bidding to buy, right? You see them. You make your own offer. You can see 22 naira per share and say, no, I want to buy for 21 naira 80 kobo because I'm buying larger number. Put your offer. You might get a seller. You understand? You put it. If after 3 days or because you have a number of days that it expires, you've not sold, you can go back now, choose a better offer. It's market, everybody is bidding. So I think I made a very long video with practical live screen how to buy this shares. It's on my YouTube. You see that video.
Please, what's your name on YouTube?
My name on YouTube is they can still search my name, Callisto Hama, or Tech X Finance by Callisto. The same name on TikTok here. You understand? So you will see that video practically how I transferred money to the app, how I chose the company I want to buy, how I calculated the unit and the amount the unit will cost me. I put it and invest it. Now in the stock market, it does not have like minimum of 1 year, 30 days, and all that. It is you. If you're a long-term investor like me, I love to buy stocks and remove my mind. I just check it monthly. I'm not interested in selling maybe. So what I do is I top up. Yeah. When I've made a certain percent, maybe over 300% from my amount, I decide to sell some and then continue, right? I bring out some money I have and then continue. So for the stock market, you just need those basics that I've explained. Excuse me. So you need those basics that I've explained, how to do your fundamental analysis, the company you are buying. People just go to the market and buy anything they like because there has been so much increase in the money in the stock market right now. So even companies that are not profitable on paper are showing over 300% increase right now in the stock market. So you just want to make sure you balance these things, do this analysis, invest. And when you invest, you are sent an email with your certificate and everything. Now on that email, you will see your registrar. So these apps you are buying, because a lot of people ask me, what if the app closes? You are not buying investment from the app. They are just helping you as a brokerage team or middleman to facilitate these services fast. You are buying investment from Access Bank. And Access Bank has its registrar that manages all their shares for them. So once you buy these shares, it is being transferred to the registrar immediately. So even if the company falls tomorrow, go to your registrar, email them with your certificate and all that, and you're handled. So you can now tell your brokerage services, like AfriBest is a brokerage firm. So you can tell them, I want to transfer to so brokerage and all those kind of stuff. So it is very, very straightforward. You do your fundamental analysis, you know the company, you transfer money into the app, you log in, you buy, and then relax, monitor the market. Now, some people have this thing, they do panic sell. Maybe once the market tried to go down to a little, they're sold. I don't bother. When they say the banks do not meet, what's the regulatory, this thing that came out a few months ago, that banks did not meet. They had to do, I cannot remember the name, and I made a video about this. People were panic selling, I was like, do you think banks like UBA, Zenith Bank, Fugas, we are talking about Fugas. Oh. Those are the initials of the top tier 1 banks in Nigeria. Do you think they will not do anything to meet up with this amount or threshold that they were asked to meet up? No panic, sir. People so. Yeah, I was part of people that bought UBA. As you were selling, I bought your UBA. I bought some UBA, I think was in 30 something naira. UBA presently is like 47 naira. Did I beg you? Is it not you that sold? Immediately the bank started meeting up with that. The stock started going up again. So people have this thing where they panic sell over little things. You just need to know how to play smart. When to sell, when to buy, when to hold. There are things that do not warrant you to hold. There are things that do not warrant you to sell. So these are things you want to go into the market. Understand the market. After you've done your fundamental analysis, buy and start monitoring the market. So not I see people go into the market every day. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. I don't know the kind of wealth you want to accumulate with that. If you are not a value investor, maybe you have very large amount of money, like 100 million naira, using to play in the market. Right? So for those of us that are getting our 10,000, 20,000, I want to leave it, grow it to a certain level, maybe sell a certain percentage and then keep it going. So those are your financial assets that you can fall back to at any time, right? So that's it about the stock market. If we have further questions, we can be putting them down. I'll answer
I'm
them
writing some of the questions down actually, so that we don't lose track of the questions.
Nice. So now, these stocks do not only mean Nigeria stocks. You can go decide to invest in foreign stocks using applications like Trove. I like using Trove for US stocks, foreign stocks, and ETFs. So ETFs are exchange traded funds. Now, for foreign stocks, you can decide to choose Apple, Google. There are so many companies in the US, and then you want to invest in these companies individually. If you know how to go about it, fine. But if you don't want to invest in these companies individually, you can go to ETF. So ETFs means exchange traded fund, where they have pool of different US stocks, or even in Nigeria, they have these stocks in one basket. You want to buy Apple, you want to buy Google, you want to buy this, but you do not have enough money. What if you now buy up to 500 different companies in one basket? That is ETF. So there are so many ETFs. We have the VOO, Vanguard, S&P 500, I think. Yeah. So when you go to these applications like Trove, you see so many ETFs. What they are offering, you can buy a very tiny unit. Very tiny unit. You might have $200. You invest it. Sometimes ETFs do over 30%, 20%. It just depends on how those Fortune 500 companies in that basket perform. So instead of me buying one stock, and maybe Apple is going down, Tesla is going down, I'll go buy ETF. If Apple is going down, Tesla is going up. If this is going this, so you have like some sort of balanced portfolio where they complement each other in that basket. So for that, you can use applications like Trove to easily facilitate that statement. So you must not be an American citizen to benefit from that. You must not, you are using Apple phone. Why are you not making money from the company? Right? You use services from Facebook, Google. Why not make money from it? So we look at ETFs as a kind of low risk investment where all these investments or stocks are in one basket. So you buy small units from each of those investments in that basket with your money. So that's for ETF, right? So it can be as high as 30-20% interest. And imagine that you are getting this in dollar. Because when we talk about diversification, please, if you earn well in Nigeria, if you're making good money for your business, try to have something in dollar, right? Try to have something in dollars, like that's not in naira. So you can use ETFs real estate. So I think, yeah, you can also buy real estate from Joe. Instead of you to go buy a land or something, you buy a portion from those real estate securities from these companies. You will see them. It's also in the Nigeria market. You find it on NGS, Nigeria Stock Exchange market. Read about it. No companies that offer with better percentage. In fact, those real estate, you can go with as little as $10, right? So you want to diversify. But if you're a beginner, you look at the ones that are safer, like mutual funds, high interest savings, and then stocks that are from good companies. Start from there. From there, you start learning and grow from the market, in the market, and you learn these things, right? So we've talked about stocks, both foreign and international stocks. We've talked about ETFs. We've talked about bonds, commercial papers, treasury bills, mutual funds. Now let's talk about gold. People do not understand that when you talk about gold, sometimes it's more valuable than land. You see, gold, physical gold, liquid gold that you buy from these applications. A gold that was worth a gram 20 something thousand naira in Nigeria just like 5 years ago is worth a gram over 150,000 now. And the beautiful thing is that you buy these accessories, you're wearing them, you're doing your boy oh boy, and then after years you even sell it almost 500% of what you bought. So there are people that do not want to wear jewelries because they don't want that. So they go invest it in all these securities that offer gold. You see it mostly in international investment, international platforms, right? So try to diversify, invest in gold, physical, liquid, real estate. Real estate, please be very careful. If you are buying a land, all these real estate companies, yeah, some of them I don't know what they're up to this time. They're just doing Ponzi scheme, raw Peter paper. So be very careful where you're buying. The land you are buying, make sure you have C of O and all the necessary documents before you copy. Excuse me. Mm, yeah, sorry, I was I think the fan. So those are ways by which you can diversify your investment, break your portfolios into different investments. But just start from little. Don't go jump pack yourself with everything and then you are now confused, right? So look at this investment, look at how you want to go about it and how to, navigate it from one sector to another. Now let's quickly um, discuss the few things or skills you can do, businesses you can venture into to better your income, and then we'll call it a day. So for skills, we are in 2025. There are so many skills that are in demand that people do not know or understand. And when I look at it, I'll be like, oh wow. But thankfully these days for the internet, a lot of people are, spreading these things. When they do it and it works out for them, they come out online. I'm not talking about go and chat with lonely white people for $50 or this, or go and chat with lonely friends. There are so many skills these days. I've seen a lot of people doing surveys, and these surveys looks like nothing, but they're making money from it. Now there are so many skills that look common, but they pay very well these days. There are people doing automation workflow for companies right now. Go on Upwork, you see a lot of companies looking for people to help them do automation workflow. And these things are not difficult to learn. My company, presently, yesterday, they put out an offer. They were hiring people. When I looked at some of the job applications, I was like, AI video editor. And I saw the amount of side they want to pay AI video editor. Meanwhile, some people will come and say, AI is taking your job. Yeah, AI is here to help you leverage your job and do better. So now, my company is looking for an AI video editor. Why won't we ask the AI to do those things? We are looking for somebody to handle it. So there's so many skills that you do not even know exist that you will be shocked at the amount of money it's giving people. There's automation workflow, AI video editors, 3D motion designers. They are the one that's trending everywhere, virtual assistants. Companies are hiring virtual assistants because who want to be doing all that dirty work of doing meetings, arranging time when you're a very busy person. There are skills in the tech industry. There are so much. Even if you don't want to go very technical, like us, I have people in my company I work with. I work as a technical product manager. There are people in my team that do content writing, right? So there are things I will do, and I'll tell my developers, I need this, develop this in so hours. And once my developers finish developing, I'm calling my copywriters, my content writers, please go through this copy. Does the word translate the business offering? That's just what they do. They want to write content for this business, ghostwriters. So some of the things you see online that companies put out, there are ghostwriters somewhere, right? We don't see them. They're the ones writing these things for the companies. Does this copy, the words we have here, does it translate the business offering for us? Can you help me write? I'm a product manager. I'm not a writer, right? Mine is to own my product. Make sure that every application that comes through me is the best. Mine is to make sure my developers are doing what they're supposed to do. Mine is to make sure my developers are writing quality codes. They're giving me great UI, great interface. The application functions well. I will see something that looks fine and I'll be like, okay, the word is okay. But the copywriter will come and tell you, it doesn't work. We have to change it. So companies are looking for these people. Recently, there's been a trend on Twitter where companies like Chowdeck and Piggyverse, they are going war back to back. And their social media managers and ghostwriters are behind the scenes. Chowdeck will be like, remove 1,000 from your salary, come and buy food today. Piggyverse writer will come and reply, no Chayamo, they need to come and invest. Don't tell them, that was a very beautiful trend. Now, companies are looking for all these young people that understand these their savvy words and all that because it brings traction. I think those posts did over like 1 million impressions. And then people are beginning to know that, okay, you can invest through Piggyverse. You can buy food through Chowdeck. Pure marketing. Then the data analysts for that company, those companies are under the comment section, picking feedback from people, raw data, just from that singular social media post. And you think they will not pay those kind of social media managers very well when it's solving a lot of problems for them at once. So there are so many skills. Now the trending one is automation workflow. Companies are looking for things that make their work automated and very fast. I don't need to be sending email to each of my customers. What automates it to send email across 500 customers in 1 minute? That's what companies are looking for. So there are skills, lots of them. You can research. But since this is not, excuse me.
Sorry.
But since this is not like a skill acquisition topic, I'm just giving us ideas where we can search, check up work, ask ChatGPT, look at Twitter. It's a good man. You will see information flying around. People are telling you, and there's this new skill that came out. When framer designers, they were US designers, then companies started looking for designers that could design with a framer. And immediately somebody put it on Twitter. Designers were learning. Some of them got very clean international gigs from there. So there are so many skills that look very common, but they pay serious money. Look at my company hiring for AI video editor. I was surprised yesterday. I was like, hey? I see the amount they will pay this person for something that AI will be doing for you. So there are lots of them. Now when we talk about business and services, I think the last time we were here, we talked about people that go supply things to hotels. You meet them, register like a company, you know what they need. If you want to focus on like toiletries, I know somebody that what she does is to supply chicken for them. You will not believe the amount of profit she's making weekly. I'm surprised. So there are so many things you can do. I saw young ladies these days, they are doing cleaning and sweeping services. So what you just want to do is to, if you want to go into services, if you want to go into, which one is violation detected?
I don't know where the violation is coming from, but continue.
Okay. So there are so many businesses you want to go into, services. Then if you want to talk about buying and selling, there are people that look at things that are, how will I say, things that are in demand, things that people need on daily basis. Do you understand? If I want to open a business now, I'm never going to open a business that people do not need, right? So you look at businesses that people demand a lot. Look at skills, what you can do. So look at these things from within, what you can handle, and then take it up from there.
I
I
wanted
think
to.
that's all for. Go ahead.
No, finish. You wanted.
I think that's all for skills, businesses. I said there will be another session where you can bring somebody to break these things down for you guys. So
Skills
that's
and
it.
businesses that people can do to get money. The trending or the skills and businesses that are on in trend now. So,
Okay, somebody is asking.
but I wanted to ask, this high yield interest savings, the first thing you spoke about when you spoke about high yield interest savings, that instead of keeping money just lying in your account, you can put it in high yield interest savings accounts where they can bring money for you. Is there anyone you recommend?
Recommendation. You can use Fair Money.
Fair money.
You can use Piggyvest. You can use Cowrywise.
Okay.
At least these three are like the key players. Fair Money will give you as high as 17% for flexible savings, not the one you lock. Yeah.
Do you have referral code for Piggyvest? Somebody asked about that.
Oh, I have for Fair Money. I don't use Piggyvest.
Okay.
I don't know, in the future I might use it, but for now I use Fair Money because I'm looking for something that gives me higher.
Okay. Somebody was also asking of which bank has the best insurance. Like which bank
Okay,
can you trust that
no,
when
when
you
you talk
liquidate
about
tomorrow, your money will not disappear?
bank having the best insurance, they don't go say you come and put this amount. It depends on the license. They have an amount that CBN gives to them you must meet to deposit before you start. Do you understand? So it depends on the license. There are banks that are regional banks, there are banks that are national, there are banks that are international. So regional means, okay, I will not exceed Southwest, Lagos. Do you understand? International, UBA, you have UBA in different African countries. National, they are just within Nigeria. So you want to find out their license and know how much CBN is giving them as a cap for them to operate. So that's what you check.
But also for people who have money that they want to invest, do you offer consultation services? Like you
Yes.
educate them on where to put the money and what to do with the money. For people who have money they want to invest, do you do consultation, one-on-one consultation services for people who want to, meet you for one-on-one?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, I do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Educate you one-on-one, guide you to understand your investment goals, and then we take it up from there.
Okay. Is there any more questions? I think these are the questions that I have. And somebody asked, is it best to invest manually or monthly or annually? What would you advise? Monthly investment or annual investment?
Please, if you have money, you can do monthly. Do monthly. It's highly recommended you do monthly because each of that month is getting interest.
Helen, I think you should chat her privately for the consultation fee. I'm sure you will tell her how it's done. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
You can follow her from this live. Somebody is asking, he's not in Nigeria. How does he invest? You can change the money and invest if you want to invest in Naira, but I think
Yes,
you also mentioned international investments, like American
yes,
investments. I heard you
yes,
spoke about it.
yes. If you can chat me, you can chat me my opinion. If you are not in Nigeria, and the funny thing is that most of our people in abroad, right? They always scared of Nigerian market. They'll be like, "Oh, Nigeria is not safe, this that." But when I tell them, they get so shocked that Nigeria finance share market and Nigeria banking system is one of the most secured in the world. Go read about it. It's only you want to do transaction, they tell you put BVM, put this, put that, because we know that we are people that we have criminals, so it's highly secure. So the way people are neglecting Nigerian market, we try to educate them. Those people living abroad, we write posts on Twitter, try to educate them that it's not the way they are seeing Nigerian market. It's highly regulated. In fact, all this insider buying, insider trading barely happens in Nigerian market because everything is highly regulated. Do you understand? So if you are not in Nigeria, you can focus on what is it called? International investment. If you want to invest in Nigeria, as long as you're a citizen of Nigeria, please download these apps from wherever you are. Fill all the documentation, but just put a Nigeria phone number. If it's your sister, anybody that they will send the message, your CS and CHN number to. They will send it to. You just use a Nigerian number, and then from there where you are, start investing immediately. Right?
Dollar
So if you
for
want to
please
come,
follow her so that you check her YouTube. I'm sure your YouTube link is on your bio, right?
yes, or
So
you
if you
just search
follow her,
for
you
my
check.
name.
Yes.
This name you are seeing on the screen, just search for it on YouTube, you'll see it. So are there more
Okay. I think
questions?
those are the questions we have here. Yes, those are the questions. I think that will be all.
All right.
You can use someone else's Nigerian number if you
Just
don't
use
have
anybody's
Nigerian number. The
Nigerian
person will
number,
just send you.
a person you trust, so that when they send the number to them, they will give it to you. You can always change it. It's not an issue. Whenever you come to Nigeria, get a Nigerian number. Chat the customer service you want to change it. They'll change it immediately. It's not an issue. So I don't know if we got all the apps, the explanation, the breakdown, things we can do to get started. It's just very straightforward. But if we have further questions in the future, feel free to reach out to me in my DM. I will be glad to help. So yeah.
Yeah, and also follow her because she does a lot of financial literacy content so that you can get more information from her page. So if you need more information about financial literacy and how investment works, you can follow her, please.
Okay, for
All
the
right. Thank you
apps,
very much, Kalista.
somebody is asking we should talk about the apps
Yeah,
again.
yeah, you
So
can repeat the apps. Yes.
for the apps, we have AfriVest, Bamboo. That's for Nigeria stock investment, treasury bills. For Bamboo for foreign stocks, Bamboo for foreign stocks of Nigeria. You have Optimus by AfriVest. Nigeria stocks, we have Bamboo, AfriVest, Meristem, at least. I'm just mentioning a few. There are so many. So for foreign stocks, we have Bamboo, Trove, Optimus by AfriVest. For commercial papers, we have AfriVest, right? And I think, I don't know if it's Bamboo or whatever. There are Meristem offers too. There are some brokerage accounts that offers that too. Then for bonds, government bonds, you can go through debt management link. You can go through applications like Bamboo, AfriVest. Real estate, foreign real estate and ETFs, go through Trove. What again did we talk about? Gold, foreign gold investments, you go through Trove, except you are going for physical gold. Then we talked about treasury bills. Those are the ones who use AfriVest. So mutual fund, yeah, I think that's the one I'm forgetting. Use Stanbic IBTC, AROM, FBN Quest, And there are lots of fund managers, right? So you can just read up this. There's a link in my bio. So I have a book, a free article, a free book where you can read. There's another paid one that's like 5,000 naira. That's the one that's more comprehensive. So it's either you're going for the one you can buy or you're going for the free one. Just download it. Everything we've talked about here today is there. You will see how budgeting calendar, how you can budget. So what you do is download it and have it. Should in case you want to invest in something in the future and you're confused, just refer back to it. So the free one, the paid one, you see the link in my bio. Check my YouTube, you see practical steps how to go about it. So yeah, that's it. I think we've come to the end. So over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kalista, for always responding when we call. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and your efforts and all the information that you are giving us for free. We are not paying her, by the way. Thank you so much. And I would urge you guys, if you need more information, if you have more questions, please follow her and check her. She has a free version of her, a compilation of whatever she spoke about today, and also paid version. And if you need consultation, you can also, reach out to her. Thank you very much. And hopefully we see you next time again. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.